looking at the European Union, and this is the flag of the EU. So what is the European Union, and particularly the European single market? So it's 27 countries, all based in Europe, and they have free trade between member states. So that means there's no tariffs. Remember, those are taxes on imports and exports. And they have no tariffs between those countries, those 27 countries. There's a common external tariff. So that's a tax on imports from countries that are non-EU members. You get the free movement of labour, and all the countries have the same laws, same regulations that are set by the EU. So this is a really old question because it's three of the following. Which three of the following has happened as the result of the United Kingdom's membership of the EU? So we're not a member anymore because we've had Brexit, but when we were a member, it would have been more trade, not less trade. Workers from the European Union find it easier to work in the UK, yeah, so you get the free movement of labour, more trade with China, which is not a part of the European Union. No, that's not what happened when we were part of the EU, or it didn't happen because of the EU. China has been growing, so it did happen generally, but not because of the membership. No customs duties paid, so customs duties being like tariffs, and more trade with other European Union countries. So those were the three right answers. But as I said before, we have gone through Brexit, so we were a member of the EU when this specification was written. However, we are no longer a member of the EU. So a more likely question that you might get is the impact of Brexit to businesses and their stakeholders, UK businesses in particular. So in terms of businesses, we have to now pay tariffs to export to the EU. So that might mean fewer exports to the EU. And we have to pay tariffs to import from the EU. So all those components and raw materials, so higher costs for businesses. However, you could get lower tariffs to import and export from non-EU countries, such as China, which is a very big market, and the US, which again is a very big market. But there's fewer EU workers relocating to the UK because of not being a member, when it was very easy to relocate here when we were a member. So it might make recruitment harder, particularly in industries such as retail, hospitality, agriculture and logistics, and we've definitely seen shortages in those types of industries. For customers, it might mean more expensive goods and services from the EU because of those tariffs, but we might have access to cheaper goods and services from non-EU countries because we're now able to negotiate the tariffs with those countries, whereas before, being a member of the EU meant we had a common external tariff and it had to be negotiated with the EU. For employees, it's going to be harder to relocate to the EU to work, and there might be fewer EU workers relocating to the UK, so possibly easier to find work if you're a UK employee because lots of businesses are looking for workers and finding it hard, and possibility of increased wages as well. This is it's actually a specimen paper question of the type of thing you might get in the exam. So it's all about car manufacturing, and it was looking at 77% of the cars built in the UK were exported, and the EU was a very big export market for cars and other important markets: US, China, Russia, Australia, Japan. Analyse the potential impact on the UK car manufacturers of the UK's decision to leave the European Union for 6 marks. Here's the mark scheme. I've just made key points in bold and underline them. So we've got the tariffs, which puts the price of the car up when we're exporting them. Car manufacturers import some of their components from Europe, so those might become more expensive. However, leaving the EU could leave UK businesses free to trade with non-EU members, which could open them up to larger markets and cheaper components from non-EU members. Fewer skilled workers will be available from Europe, so that's might have to train UK workers a little bit more to make them ready for those types of jobs. The cost of wages might go up. And the EU actually used to give out loads and loads of grants as well to businesses all over the EU, so you don't get access to that money. However, part of the membership of the EU did mean that the UK government had to pay to be part of the EU. So some of that money could be, rather than going to the EU, because we're not a member anymore, could be reallocated to businesses based in the UK.